Good evening, and welcome to the 35th Annual Band Banquet. While it is truly unfortunate that the pandemic has prohibited our ability to join together in celebration of student achievement from the past year, it has not impacted our ability to reflect and recognize the accomplishments of our students and the programs they hold dear. I was originally optimistic that we'd be able to host a more traditional banquet later this summer, but the cancellation of the rescheduled senior prom made it clear that would not be possible. Regardless of our current circumstances, I am happy we're able to provide students with a virtual celebration and a memory they are certain to recall for a lifetime. In addition to the virtual ceremony, I will be available at Naugatuck High School this Wednesday, June 24th, from 6 to 7 p.m. to distribute any awards, gifts, or mementos students may wish to pick up. I will be located in front of the main lobby and hope to see students off in a more traditional fashion and perhaps with a greater sense of closure. I must ask that all families that attend Wednesday respect current social distancing guidelines and refrain from congregating. While I'm happy to take photos with students, please understand that district policy requires me to wear a face mask at all times. I would like to take a few moments for some thank yous. First, I would like to extend my appreciation to the Greyhound Band Association. The GBA is one of the core elements that allows a program of this size and scope to function and grow. I feel fortunate that there are too many GBA members and volunteers to thank individually, but I did want to express my thanks to the outgoing members of the Executive Board, both of whom have had several years of service in very prominent roles within the organization. Many thanks to Kim Schulte for her years of service as our treasurer, and a special thanks to Ginny Doxey as she concludes her service as president. Both Kim and Ginny have had several children go through the program consecutively, and as such, have devoted more than the average amount of time in service to the program and the students. So thank you. Second, I must recognize the incredible dedication and sacrifice of the staff. Each staff member goes above and beyond to ensure students are being provided the best possible experience in our program. They work tirelessly to ensure each student experiences the satisfaction of growth and the joy of transforming into incredible performers. Above all else, they work incredibly hard to ensure I receive my requisite number of gray hairs each and every year. From the bottom of my scalp, heart, thank you. Finally, I must thank my family. Despite admitting that I'm an actual adult, I have an awful lot of family that still support our programs. Many of my family members volunteer at shows and large events, while others attend concerts and performances. A few of the lucky ones endure hours of shop talk before and after performances on a seemingly endless basis. Speaking of lucky ones, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the luckiest one. Despite all of the COVID craziness, Miss Mary Monahan and I tied the knot at a small ceremony and reception on June 6th. Mary, I appreciate your endless support of my personal endeavors, many of which are undoubtedly an extension of this program. It takes a special person to sign up for this journey. I'll let everyone else figure out who the luckiest one of us is. Now, it would not be a complete band banquet without our usual year-end reflection. While the end of the school year was anything but traditional, the beginning of the school year was fortunately very normal, or as normal as it can be to voluntarily stand outside for hours on end, day after day, in the wrenching August heat, learning a show that is in part Greek mythology and part love. Yeah, that's normal. After about 75 hours of really intense work and a whole lot more dance than normal, the students left camp with a solid foundation for the season and an exciting preview performance on our home turf. Once the school year began, the competition season was rapidly underway, and we rolled into our first competitive show at Bethel, where we had a successful first run of our 2019 show, Into One. With our inaugural performance complete, we went to work tirelessly in pursuit of perfection. We had many successful performances and many spectacular technical failures. See, in our efforts to push the boundaries of our program in every aspect of the competitive arts activity, we set some lofty technological goals for the season. Each week, we'd fix one technical problem only to create another. This culminated at our performance in Norwalk, where a newly installed battery-powered generator continuously power cycled, making for incredibly obvious performance interruptions. It's the only time in my career I took to the field during a competitive performance. Ultimately, what saved the day at our last few competitions was an idea that Corey had proposed earlier in the season. Originally, I dismissed the idea and told Corey that was probably the dumbest idea I'd ever heard. Well, one of the two of us got the last laugh when his dumb idea was an overwhelming success. There's probably some fable-like lesson there about knowing and being able to admit when you're wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Luckily, we had complete technical success by MetLife. Better late than never. Beyond achieving performance milestones, we also had an incredible and unique organizational milestone. Due to our continued successes at Running Thunder in the Valley, the U.S. Band's organization asked us to host the New England States Open Class Championship on our home turf. We were delighted and terrified. Thankfully, and unsurprisingly, the Naugatuck community stepped up. We hosted an amazingly successful and massive 9.5-hour competition with a total of 23 marching bands in attendance. I'm pretty certain that was a first for the Naugatuck Band program. If all of that wasn't exciting enough, we concluded our season and left the U.S. Band's national championships at MetLife Stadium with a score of 92.75 and in 6th place in our class, maintaining the highest placement we've received to date. With fall complete, we began our winter programs. Despite the brief season, the Winter Guard truly transformed their fun and distinctive show, Spellbound, into a truly entertaining performance. I saw significant improvement in both the students' execution and performance value each and every time I saw it. Congratulations to the members of the Winter Guard on making such phenomenal progress in such a short period of time. Speaking of short periods of time, the members of the percussion ensemble experienced incredible growth and development as both musicians and performers as they worked on their show titled A Live One. While the percussion ensemble was only able to experience 2 competitive performances, they emerged from the season with warmer and gentler hearts. The students, with the help of director Don Bennett and the GBA, worked together to support Jamie Fink, a member of the ensemble who was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. Thanks to the efforts of everyone involved, we were able to provide the Fink family with over $2,000 in donations. In this way, the ensemble recognized and lived what it means to be a family. It makes my heart heavy that our reflection ends there. Winter seasons cut short. The French exchange program halted. In the complete absence of so many traditions and rituals we had, until now, come to take for granted. The annual Friends and Family performances, spring concerts, Memorial Day parades, banquets, award ceremonies, and all the like, abandoned. I can't think of the gravity or impact of all of that without thinking of our outgoing seniors. As the final months of the school year unfolded, I tried to recall myself as a high school senior. I tried to imagine what I would have done and how I would have felt, having so many landmark occasions eliminated one by one must be both frustrating and exhausting. Even as an adult, I faced my own challenges. I think what got me through was looking at the bigger picture, having hope. Amid all that is going on in the world, I find it particularly appropriate to embrace the wisdom of the late Martin Luther King Jr. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. As troubling a time as this may be, it is finite. As you move forward with your lives and look ahead to bigger and brighter futures, it is my wish that each of you embrace a life of infinite hope. So, seniors, with that, I'd like to wish you well on your journey forward. You have left your mark on our band family, and it is my hope that we have left our mark on you. Hopefully, the program has imparted some valuable knowledge and experience that will help guide you to your brightest of days. I would like to recognize each of the outgoing senior members of the program. While the global pandemic has disrupted just about every aspect of our daily lives, I want to be sure to pay homage to the students who have poured their heart and souls into the program for so many years, and do the best I can to honor and recognize their efforts. The first senior I'd like to recognize is Vincent Biancarelli. Vincent finished out his senior year by participating in the marching, symphonic, and jazz bands, as well as the Winter Guard program. In the fall, Vincent will be attending the University of Connecticut to double major in computer science and engineering and German. Now, I'd like to introduce Billy Brown, who would like to say a few words for Vincent.
Vinny, my best friend, a truly talented performer, and such a special individual. You may have only been in Guard for about 2 seasons, but you've made such an important impact in that time. You show the new Guard members to never give up and to never quit when they're having a hard practice. Whether that be because of your funny one-liners or saying just do it, it's not that hard, I'll never really know. We bonded so much from the first time I taught you how to do a drop spin until now when you're literally doing double turnarounds under a crazy high flag toss. Even if you know it or not, you made these last 2 seasons of Guard so entertaining and enjoyable. Thinking back to the many practices where I've almost hit you with my rifle, to the days where you're in the hot sun wearing literally joggers, I now realize that next year, it's going to feel like a part of our family is missing. When you're in college thinking back on the long bus ride homes and the cold football game nights, remember one thing. Always fight for your passions. What I mean by this is always remember the times that we've had to pick up the Guard together after a not so great run through, or how we imagined starting our own color guards together. Without this passion to always push through the rough times, you will never have made it to where you are now. Now use this advice to get through the rough times in college, where you're going to want to pull your hair out or just sleep your life away. And always know that you're welcome back to your Guard family.
Our next senior this evening is Sarah Bursey. Sarah finished out her senior year by participating in the marching band program. In the fall, Sarah will be attending the University of Maine to major in biomedical engineering. I'd now like to introduce Logan Wilcox, who would like to say a few words for Sarah.
Sarah, there are so many things I can say to recap our friendship fostered through Drumline. You're one of the most caring, kind, and genuine people I've met in my high school career. Your selflessness as appropriate earned you the nickname Mom. You truly were like an unofficial bass drum section leader and mom. You're always there to keep us on the right path, but you affected us outside of band too. You always said hi in the halls. You always went to check on all of us when you saw us at lunch. I have a million other things I could say to memorialize your persona and character, but I'll cut it off here so the video isn't too long. I wish you the best of luck in college, but I know you're ready for whatever they throw at you.
Our next senior this evening is Sean Doxey. Sean finished out his senior year by participating in the marching, symphonic, concert, and jazz bands. In the fall, Sean will be attending Sacred Heart University, and his major is currently undecided. I'd now like to introduce Logan Reese, who would like to say a few words for Sean.
For as long as I've known Sean Doxey, he was always one of the few who was always liked. No matter where he was or who he was with, he always put a smile on people's faces. From the first time I met Sean in the Boy Scout program, to marching with him my first year, to following his lead, I always knew I was in safe hands. Now that Sean's off to college, I know he's going to have a wonderful time, but it is still a bittersweet goodbye nonetheless. Sean, I hope that your journey through life only gets better and better, and that you should always remember that your friends will always be here for you. I will eternally go by your most famous quote. I thought I was the solution, but I guess I was the problem. It's been a wild ride, Sean. It's only getting crazier and crazier. But thanks for all the memories on the band bus, playing Greninja with you, eating the Starburst with the wrapper on, and constantly disappointing you. Thanks for everything, boss baby.
Our next senior this evening is Jade Hernandez. Jade finished out her senior year by participating in the marching and symphonic band programs. In the fall, Jade will be attending the University of New Haven to major in forensic psychology. I'd now like to introduce Atticus Brackett, who would like to say a few words for Jade.
Jade, I've only known you for about 2 years now, which, compared to other people in the band, is pretty lacking. But in that time, I think I've learned a decent amount about you. I have learned that you are a loving, caring, and sometimes harsh leader, while simultaneously being a fun, comedic friend. I have immense amounts of admiration and respect for you as both a student and a section leader. Somehow you're able to balance both worlds like it's nothing. Even under all that pressure, you can still crack jokes and have some fun during practice. Sometimes you can get pretty frustrated and angry, but it's all reasonable. You can act as a voice for the band to say what we're all thinking. Overall, you are an amazing section leader to have and an even better friend.
Our next senior this evening is Kaylee Larkin. Kaylee finished out her senior year by participating in the marching and symphonic band programs. In the fall, Kaylee will be attending Naugatuck Valley Community College to major in pre-vet. I'd now like to welcome Alyssa Hovey, who would like to say a few words for Kaylee.
Kaylee, the flutes, the band, and myself can't believe you're already leaving to go to college. We've definitely talked more this year, and I'm very glad to have gotten to know you better. To me, you definitely helped Lindsay out as a role model to the flutes when they were maybe getting a little too rambunctious. I always enjoyed talking to you about the latest book series you're reading and how good and bad it may be. Watching your hard work and perseverance in the band shows who you are as a person. You are a confident, you are smart, and you are a polite person. I hope college treats you well, and the band will most certainly miss you. I know I already do, and so do the flutes.
Our next senior this evening is Brian Lee. Brian finished out his senior year by participating in the marching band program. In the fall, Brian will be attending Housatonic Community College, and his major is currently undecided. I'd now like to welcome back Alyssa Hovey, who would like to say a few words for Brian.
Brian, over the last 2 years, there's been so much that has happened in the band. When you first came to Noggy as a junior, obviously me a sophomore, you were immediately one of the most popular people in the band. You're funny, you're very caring because you would always comfort people when sometimes they needed comfort. And you're a great person in general. When you came back your last year, everyone got really excited, especially Sean and I. Watching and helping you learn how to conduct, you telling jokes all the time, and the three of us just messing around were just some of the things that I'll definitely miss. Especially when we would use all of our breaks to play our favorite game, Hearthstone. Sure, there have definitely been some times where we bickered or the three of us just weren't having the greatest day. But we definitely helped each other and we definitely pulled through it, especially for the band. We're gonna miss you, Brian. And I hope you do really well in college.
Our next senior this evening is Charles Marangi. Charles finished out his senior year by participating in the marching, symphonic, concert, and jazz bands, as well as the percussion ensemble. In the fall, Charles will be attending the University of Connecticut, majoring in music and pre-music education. I'd now like to welcome back Logan Wilcox, who would like to say a few words for Charles.
Charlie Marangi, you are a very talented, driven, and multifaceted individual. You will prosper in any environment you choose to be in. You're a very good teacher and leader. You kept the drumline productive and structured while we had little staff help this past season. I would like to thank you for the moments you took the time to rep treble spots, explain complex rhythms, and the bonding time we had as a drumline. I wish you the best of luck in college and life, but you don't need it because I know you drive to the finish in everything you do in your life.
Our next senior this evening is Idalise Martinez. Idalise finished out her senior year by participating in the marching band program. In the fall, Idalise will be attending the University of Connecticut to major in pre-medicine and music. I'd now like to introduce Natalie DeLuca, who would like to say a few words for Idalise.
Idalise makes her presence known when she walks into a room through her beauty and outgoing personality, or because she is yelling incoherently, saying bruh or hi baby girl at the top of her lungs. I've never met someone who Idalise couldn't make laugh or feel comfortable to be around. She is one of the kindest, most talented, smart, and funny young women I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. When she's presented with a challenge, she gives it 110% and always does her best to improve and succeed at whatever she's doing, whether it be marching, music, school, or guard. I've watched her grow and mature so much over the past 2 years, not only as a musician and a performer, but also as a person. Marching with her and getting to know her both in and out of band has been one of the best parts of both my high school and marching experience. I can't wait to see what she accomplishes and how far she goes in life, and to see her continue to grow into a truly beautiful woman, both inside and out. Idalise, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Hopefully we get to see each other soon, but most importantly, hopefully we get to see Thomas soon.
Our next senior this evening is Lindsay Schulte. Lindsay finished out her senior year by participating in the marching band and symphonic band programs, as well as the percussion ensemble. In the fall, Lindsay will be attending Hofstra University to major in finance. I'd now like to introduce Craig June, who would like to say a few words for Lindsay.
Lindsay, you have been one of the people I could look up to the most in the entire band as a section leader and also a really close friend. And before I continue this, I just want to say I'm doing this completely scratch because I want it to be genuine, and I feel like it would be better to give you something that's genuine and not scripted, you know? When I first became friends with you back in the grow season, it was a slow start to our friendship, but we managed to become really close, and the bond not only with you but the entire flute section has been incredible ever since then. There were times where we would spend time together outside of band when me, you, and Hovey went to friendlies, and there would be times where we spent time in band rehearsals where we would just have fun with the music we were playing and just marching overall, and it made the activity that much better, and I'm sure that without you it wouldn't have been the same. Even this season where you took on the responsibility as a section leader and had to become a more stern person, you still managed to keep the friendship and be fun when it was necessary and when it was right. I remember there would be times where we were rehearsing for regionals and we would just be struggling with the music and we would think, I don't know if we're gonna get in. And by the time we got to regionals, we were freaking out, and as soon as you performed your piece, you just thought, I did so bad. I couldn't think of any way you did worse than me because you always seemed to be the better flute player than me, and you still are. Of course, our scores came back and we both freaked out because neither of us got in, but you still are one of the better flute players than I ever could be. And I've always looked up to you, especially this season, where you got the solo, and I remember Hughes even saying you haven't messed up a single time during competitions, and it's just something I admire about you as a player. But also in our friendship, you've always been someone I could talk to. We've always been able to go to lunch together. We took time, me, you, and Kat. We would just go to lunch and spend time and talk to each other, and I'm glad we were able to keep that bond even before coronavirus came along. For senior speeches, I did want to bring that Build-A-Bear you always talked about wanting as a gift, and possibly at some point I can give it to you. But until then, I really do hope you have a good college experience, and wherever you go to, that you do it as flawlessly as you did your solo. And I will miss your friendship and how close we are now, and I hope that we can maintain contact afterwards. You have been an incredible section leader for all the section and every other person in band as well, and someone I could look up to and I will aspire to, whether or not I continue playing flute after high school or not.
Our final senior this evening is Haley Walker. Haley finished out her senior year by participating in the marching symphonic, and jazz band programs, as well as the percussion ensemble. In the fall, Haley will attend Anna Maria College to major in psychology. I'd now like to introduce Tyler Jakowski, who would like to say a few words for Haley.
Haley was one of the first people I really got close to. She's one of the most reliable friends I have. If I need someone to talk to, she's pretty much always able to. She's the kind of person to reach out to those in need of help and try her best to help them. She can't just sit on the sidelines and watch someone in need. Sometimes that can really change how someone thinks, just having that one person to talk to, that one shoulder to lean on. Being able to spend these past 2 years of my life with Haley has been amazing. We've grown closer every year. I really got closer my first year of winter percussion. We would practice near each other and help each other out. And we ended up getting very close from little inside jokes and maybe little screwing around. We had our little friend circle and we called ourselves Mies, which is actually the plural of moose. Don't trust the dictionary. Me, Haley, Ryan, and Lindsay were known, even from people who didn't join the band just yet. I would tell stories to people in 8th grade, and that helped me even make new friends. I was just that excited to be part of something with people that I enjoyed to be around. As the next season of band began, we were very close. Haley and I met new faces and made new friends. Haley has become someone I feel everyone can talk to. She's very understanding of people's thoughts and tries her best to make others happy. At the end of percussion short season this year, I'm so very glad I've had the opportunity to be around here for this long. All I ask from Haley is that she doesn't stop helping others. Be boopy and keep moving forward. Good luck in college, Haley.
We will begin the awards recognition this evening with the Caption Awards. 2 students are identified as Most Improved and Most Outstanding from each major section for both the fall and winter seasons. This year's recipients are as follows. Fall Guard, Most Improved, Cadence Gottschalk. Fall Guard, Most Outstanding, Juliet Santasiero. Fall Percussion, Most Improved, Sam Vasile. Fall Percussion, Most Outstanding, Ryan Vincent. Marching Band, Most Improved, Hannah Boyne. Marching Band, Most Outstanding, Hunter Chakowski. Winter Guard, Most Improved, Sophia Pinto. Winter Guard, Most Outstanding, Billy Brown. Winter Percussion, Most Improved, Dylan Trossler. Winter Percussion, Most Outstanding, Emily Longarini. Congratulations to all Caption Award recipients for exemplifying the best characteristics of what our program represents. I would now like to take a moment to recognize this year's band scholarship recipients, who would traditionally be recognized at the annual Honors Night celebration. Receiving the Thomas Wilson Kirby Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $200, Sean Doxey. Receiving the Beverly Munson Fogarty Band Scholarship in the amount of $500, Charles Marangi. Receiving the Beverly Munson Fogarty Orchestra Scholarship in the amount of $500, Lindsay Schulte. And receiving the Greyhound Band Association Scholarship in the amount of $500 each, Jade Hernandez and Charles Marangi. Congratulations to all of the award recipients and scholarship winners. We will conclude the awards portion of the banquet with our perpetual awards, which are special recognitions given yearly to the highest achieving students. The perpetual awards have the students' names engraved on a plaque to be hung in the band room and receive their own engraved plaque to commemorate their achievement. We'll begin the perpetual awards with the Friends of Naugatuck Band Award. It is presented in recognition of continuous dedication, friendship, and support to the Naugatuck High School Marching Band. We sincerely appreciate all recipients' continued work in making the NHS Marching Band the best it can be. This year's recipient quickly became a staple of the program, often arriving before Mr. Hughes and being among the last to leave rehearsals and performances. Beyond providing countless volunteer hours in service, he also provided students with drinks and snacks during long, hot rehearsals. This year, the Friends of Naugatuck Band goes to Jack Grandpa Doxey. The Sandy Lee Citizenship Award. The award, created in honor of Sandy Lee for her 8 years of unwavering dedication to the students of the NHS Band program, is presented annually to a student who rises above and beyond in their role as a member of the competitive programs. This year's recipient has become a dedicated and often vocal member and leader, always striving to motivate students in ways big and small. It is my pleasure to present the Sandy Lee Citizenship Award to Jade Hernandez. The Skip Gallant Color Guard Award. The award is given to a Guard member who has a passion for the art of color guard, someone who loves performing and helping others around them do the same. They are conscientious students, performers, and exemplar members. This year's recipient has only been in the color guard for a limited amount of time. However, right from the start, they showed their commitment to not only learning, but excelling. This person has an extraordinary ability to pick up things quickly and was always willing to help out a fellow performer and always rose to a challenge, of which we challenged this person very often. They are organized, think ahead, and anticipate the needs of their fellow performers, instructional staff, and the program. Although a member of the color guard for just a short period of time, they showed their dedication and love for the activity in every single performance. It is my pleasure to present the Skip Gallant Color Guard Award to Vincent Biancarelli. The Robert E. Wilcox Percussion Award. This award reflects all of the aspects that Mr. Wilcox brings to our program: talent, a strong work ethic, and the drive to be the very best musician they can be at all times. This person needs to have commitment, not only to do their best, but to help others do their best as well. This year's recipient best exemplified their commitment to the program this past fall when they played an instrument they didn't want to. It's that kind of commitment and dedication that best exemplifies the Wilcox Award. It is my pleasure to present it to Jack Van Horn. The Scott L. Friend Award, dedicated to the betterment of the overall band in memory and recognition of Mr. Scott L. Friend's 20-plus years as band director. This year's recipient became an incredibly active member of the program, participating in marching, symphonic, jazz, and concert bands, as well as a member of the percussion ensemble, which means they were active in every instrumental ensemble they could be. Beyond that, they switched instruments as needed to fulfill ensemble needs and developed into a dedicated leader. This year, it is my pleasure to present the Scott L. Friend Award to Haley Walker. The Robert M. Kogut Award, presented annually to a student that shares Mr. Kogut's deep appreciation for the love of music, leads by example, and has enthusiastically immersed themselves in the Naugatuck High School instrumental program. This year's recipient has actively participated in the marching and symphonic bands, as well as the percussion ensemble. They have grown tremendously in their maturity, and through that growth became a section leader, and have grown tremendously as a musician, which landed them a spot as a featured soloist in this year's fall show. It is my pleasure to award the Robert M. Kogut Award to Lindsay Schulte. The Director's Award. The Director's Award for Band honors the most outstanding members. It is given annually to an underclassman that demonstrates outstanding dedication and achievement. This year's recipient has already made their mark on the program as a freshman. As a multi-instrumentalist and member of the marching, symphonic, and jazz bands, as well as the percussion ensemble, they've put themselves on a path with a very high trajectory. In some cases, I'm not sure who's benefiting more, the student or the ensembles. Please join me in recognizing Dylan Trosler is the recipient of the Director's Award. The Louis Armstrong Award. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award was introduced in 1974 with the approval of his widow, Lucille Armstrong, to honor outstanding jazz students. Because of that, the Armstrong Award recognizes the highest achievement in jazz performance at each school. This year's recipient has had an incredible journey in the band program as a whole. As a participant in the marching, symphonic, concert, and jazz bands, they've worked diligently at improving their musicianship and instrumental skills. Beyond their contribution as a musician, they've also become one of the premier leaders of the program. It is my pleasure to present the Louis Armstrong Award to Sean Doxey. The John Philip Sousa Award, the pinnacle of achievement in a high school band program. The Sousa Award recognizes outstanding dedication and superior musicianship. The award has become a nationwide symbol of excellence in musical achievement. This year's recipient has had an all-star band career. They've participated in concert band, symphonic band, marching band, jazz band, and percussion ensemble, which is all of the possible instrumental ensembles we offer, performing in those ensembles on 4 different instruments. Beyond their talents at NHS, they also auditioned and made the CMEA Regional Ensemble 2 years in a row. Aside from their musical talents, they developed into an integral student leader, and to top all that off, they are pursuing a degree in music and music education. It is my distinct privilege to present the John Philip Sousa Award to Charles Marangi. That concludes the awards portion of our virtual band banquet ceremony. While the banquet was held under anything but traditional circumstances, I hope the event was equally memorable and meaningful to everyone, especially all of the awards recipients. Congratulations to all on a job well done. As the banquet signifies the official end of the current band year, I would like to take a moment to talk about the pending marching band season. I've already received emails from several students and parents eager for news about the upcoming fall. I know everyone is anxious to return to normalcy and have answers for the upcoming school year, but sadly, there has been no official determination about our ability to have a fall marching band season. I can assure everyone that we are doing our part to be prepared. A fall show has been designed, music has been written, though is not yet complete, and we've made preparations for color guard uniforms, drill, and the like. Provided the option to have a fall, we are poised to seize whatever opportunities we are afforded. I wish everyone the safest and sanest of summers possible under our current conditions. I thank everyone for participating in a very memorable evening and wish seniors the best of luck. I hope to see many of you on Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. right at the main high school main entrance. And I hope that you all enjoy the traditional year-end slideshow, which was prepared by several members of the Greyhound Band Association. Godspeed and good night.